Well, interesting. You know, when it comes down to DJing on the radio, um, they want it to be very hit intensive. So they want people to um, keep listening. So they want hit songs, right? Now I'm the kind of DJ which recognize the hit songs, but then I always like to throw in what we call the Osh effect.
Okay.
Right now, even those records, I'm going to make sure that they had some type of charting or that they were actually listened to at the time, so that somebody goes, "Oh yeah, I remember that record." You know what I mean? And they'll keep listening, but it's not. I don't sound the same all the time. You know what I mean? So I want my mixes to be unique on the radio. Right now, out and about, it's not really about uniqueness. All right. If they want to hear that Cuffit song, you're gonna play that Cuffit song.
That's true.
I mean, if they want to do that little line dance Jerusalem, you're gonna do the line dance Jerusalem.
That's so true, man.
You
That's
know what I
for a
mean?
couple years.
Yeah. So it's not really, that's not really a time to be creative. That's the time to be. That's the time to do what I think is called customer service. All right. The dance floor and the people on the dance floor is your customer. You're going to give them the music that they want. I could be a little bit more, creative on the radio, but for a client, that's not the time to be creative. That's the time to do customer service. What do you want to hear? And know when they want to hear it.
Mm, that's so true. Gotta know when they want to hear that record or hear their records.
Right. And always, especially, you know, I'm the type of DJ that will listen to requests. Some DJs don't like it. I've always liked to hear requests. Now, if I'm playing, beats per minutes at, 120 and you come and tell me, yo, could you play like, H Town, and slow it down on and like, come on, bro. But even in then, I'll be like, I'll tell you what, I'll try to get that on later on that night.
Right, right.
Maybe, maybe not. You know, I mean, you know,
It's
I
no
don't
problem.
totally discourage because it's, customer service. You don't want to be like, man, get out of here with that. That's bad customer service.
That's so true, man.
You know what I mean? It's bad customer service. And then you got when you in the club, could you play this record because I'm leaving?
That's a classic one.
That's a classic one. All
That's
right.
a
You go, I'll see what I can do, but I ain't playing that record because you leaving.
Yeah, you're gonna leave anyway. So
Yeah, you leaving. So, I mean, you're not helping out the bar at all.
right, right.
You leaving. You know what I mean? If you want to hear that, you can really hear that in the car if you leave it.
Right. No, that's a good way to look at it.
You know what I mean? But at the same time, at the same time, if it's a good record that they're suggesting, it just might work. So you don't shut down the whole request system, but you do make judgments on what requests are viable or what requests aren't. But you always treat those people with respect and niceness and not necessarily go and get out of here with that.
No, that's true. That's why I got the shirt.
Yeah.
I play requests sometimes.
Sometimes. There you
Depends.
go.
Depends on what.
Well, that shirt.
Right. And speaking of records, speaking of requests, speaking of music, you being a DJ, a top DJ in a top 10 radio market, doing private events, man, do you actually break new records at your events? Do you find yourself doing that? Because I feel like the way DJing is going, I feel like it's like less opportunities for us to break some of these new records at some of these some of these events, because some of these clients, the event is tailored a specific way. They want this type of music, or they want this top 40, or hey, I just want I'm DJ for people where I just want all soca and reggae. I don't want all 90s, 2000s. Like so many times clients have these specific things that they want for their event. So do you ever catch yourself or often playing or breaking new records?
Almost never.
Mm.
Almost never. Because like I said before, when you get into the clients, and I said at events, I get a lot less creative on what I'm going to play. At that point, you're playing for the client. You're not trying to break a record. You doing it for the client. You know what I mean? Now, if I'm, if I'm on the air and I'm able to play new records, that's where you support that record in that format. You support the record. Hopefully they're doing whatever they got to do to continue to promote that record. And then at the same time, that's why me and Jay Ski have a podcast. We have a podcast so that we can showcase new records or, you know, real hip hop records that are not being played on the air. So, you know, you really never break records at a client because that's not what they want to hear. Okay. It's customer service. It's not what they
Mhm.
want to hear. But if you want to break a new record or break new records, then my suggestion is to create a podcast or create some type of way to be able to break a record and have your audience hear that record and be exposed to it through you. You know what I mean? But not in an event. No.